In our last Jetnest tutorial, you saw how we can bring our cut list of CNC files into Backlink, convert them to DXF files, then pass them over to Jetnest for optimization into our raw material, and then Jetnest in turn passes its DXF files optimized over to Autolink, where they're converted back into nested CNC files for the Busellato. So all this handoff from program to program happens automatically, and to ensure all this happens seamlessly as it should, there's a few settings that you have to make once you've installed the software. Starting back in Backlink, the first setting you have to make sure is enabled is to generate a batch list file. And that's how each program sends information to the next program down the line, is through a batch file. And once the next program sees the batch file, it processes what's in there automatically. So we just make sure that the generate batch list file is turned on, and then in Backlink we note where we are sending our DXF files. We can set this path here in Backlink, and we just want to make sure that this path is the same as we go to Jetnest now. We want to make sure that this this file is, or this folder is, the same in Jetnest as it was in Backlink. That way we will send the files automatically over to Jetnest and it'll process them. And then likewise in Jetnest, like we had to do in Backlink, we must set respond to batch must be set to yes in Jetnest, meaning that Jetnest will respond to the batch file that is created by Backlink. And then once Jetnest does its optimization, sends its files along to Autolink, it generates a batch file for Autolink. So we have to make sure that we generate the batch file for Autolink. And then switching over to Autolink here, and we go into the Setup tab in Autolink, and we have to make sure that the DXF source path is the same as the nest path was set to in Jetnest. So these two paths are the same. And then in Autolink, we make sure that under Auto Action that the Auto Start on Batch List is set here. So once all these settings are made and these folders are set up correctly, then one file hands its information off to the next program, and all the processing happens seamlessly without your having to control really any of the process. So once you've brought your CNC files into Backlink and your cut list, here we'll just do a few files manually. Once we set this, got our cut list set, then we just hit process, jump over to Jetnest for the optimization, and then Autolink does its processing, and we've just created the nested CNC files that are ready to run on the machine. So just check all those settings. If something's not going seamlessly from one program to the next, then just double check that each program is creating a batch file, that it's in the program is responding to it. And then the most common problem is that the folders are not set to be the same as the program before it. So just check all those things, but once those are set correctly, then all the processing happens seamlessly.